My name is Brent Phillips. I am a student at Pittsburgh State University. This video is a short study on the societal impact of the automobile from my class, Societal Influences on Technology. Many different raw materials are used in the manufacture of automobiles. These materials include, but are not limited to, plastics, steel, wood, rubber, and aluminum. One of the most important of these raw materials is steel, which is made from iron ore that is mined from the earth. Steel accounts for almost 80% on average of the total weight of an automobile. Plastics are another very important component of the automobile. They account for almost 50% of the items found on a vehicle. They're used to make things such as door handles, air vents, door panels, speakers, and much, much more. Another very important component is rubber. When we say rubber concerning automobiles, most people think only of the tires. And yes, it is true, rubber is used in the manufacture of the tires for all automobiles. But it is also used for many more things inside your average automobile. This includes seat belts, hoses, liners, and many other objects. At the most basic level, the automobile is meant to move things, primarily people. This movement comes from the engine. Usually the engine is fueled by a fossil fuel, like petroleum or gasoline. That said, we are starting to see the proliferation of completely electric engines. These engines create motion that is transferred to the transmission and then onto the wheels themselves. The transmission regulates the revolutions per minute of the engine and the speed of the vehicle. All cars have some form of radiator, which is used to cool the entire system. The perpetual motion of the engine creates a lot of heat, and something is needed to cool it. All cars have an alternator, which is used to recharge an electrical battery. Because automobiles are about motion, they need a system to stop that motion. And that is where the braking system comes in. The most prevalent form of braking systems include disc brakes and drum brakes. Almost all automobiles have a highly integrated and advanced electrical system. That electrical system has grown over the past decade to include things like phones and Bluetooth connections, and it will continue to evolve over time. The average cost to produce an automobile varies widely, and there are many different factors involved. This includes whether or not it is a brand new model. If you are starting the production of an absolutely brand new vehicle, you have engineering costs that can be quite extensive. If you are just manufacturing an automobile that has already been designed, you do not have those costs. A good industry baseline is that it costs a company roughly 50% of what the vehicle will sell at retail. For instance, if you have a vehicle whose manufacturer's suggested retail price is $50,000, you can assume that it cost the manufacturer approximately $25,000 to produce. But again, this can vary widely. The effect that the automobile has had on our society since its inception cannot be understated. Over the past century, cities across the world have been designed around their citizens' need to be able to use their automobiles. We have entire departments in governments devoted to the use of automobiles and the maintenance of the systems that support them, like in the United States, the Department of Transportation. Over the past century, countless wars have been won and lost depending on the opposing side's ability to produce different forms of automobiles and use those automobiles against the other side in the conflict. Whole industries have been conceived to accommodate people using automobiles. Just think of the drive-through lane at any fast food restaurant, or fast food in general. Other examples include the drive-in movie and car washing industry. The history of the automobile begins in 1808 when Francois Isaac de Rives designed the first car powered by an internal combustion engine. In 1870, Siegfried Marcus built the first gasoline-powered combustion engine. But the automobile really came on the map with Henry Ford in 1903, when he produced the first Model A. What Ford brought to the automobile was something that had never been seen before in manufacturing, and that was the assembly line. With the assembly line, Ford was able to quickly, cheaply, and efficiently mass produce automobiles. This would eventually take automobiles to every corner of the world. This process of assembly line manufacturing would also spread throughout the manufacturing world and become the backbone of the industrial explosion of the next century. For all the positive benefits of automobiles, there are some major disadvantages. The biggest of these is the dependence they create currently on fossil fuels. The United States itself and many other countries have gone to war over the availability and trade of these fossil fuels. The burning of these fossil fuels creates pollution and is a major reason why we are beginning to feel the effects of global warming. Lastly, automobiles, while they are increasingly made safer, are by their very nature dangerous. Annually, on average, nearly 1.3 million people die each year as a result of automobile accidents. 1.3 million people. That's the population of a large city. The improvements that are being made to the automobile right now include both pollution and safety. The proliferation of clean burning fuel cars and electric cars has not happened quickly enough, but it is increasing. Hopefully, within the next decade, more than half the vehicles on the road will be burning clean fuel. The proliferation of the computer processor has allowed for many technological advancements, and it is doing so in the automobile as well. Self-driving, safer cars are becoming a reality. While we are not seeing many of them on the road right now, that will increase in the future. This has been a short study on the societal impact of the automobile. Thank you and have a good day.